Yeah.
It looks just like that.
Hey, everybody. Good morning.
Good morning.
Tortoise ain't going to be able to stream today, so we're taking this spot. We got Tybalt here with us, and looks like Lone Wolf will not be able to join us this morning, unfortunately. He's having some issues with his internet, I reckon, so I
We'll
hope
see
you
him
can
in the
get...
chat.
Yep. So I hope you can get your internet fixed there, Lone Wolf. But I got one thing to say about that, and that is dag blagged. Exactly. Dag blagged. We have issues. You know, everybody has issues every now and then. And I did have a question, but don't forget what it was. Oh. Yeah, I remember. All right. I was hoping Rayman was going to join us today.
Mm-hmm.
But I did not hear from him. I did not hear from him, but is everything okay with SFT? Yeah, Painchaker, everything's okay with him. He just had to do his wife, Riblets Gaming, had a doctor's appointment today, so he had to take her to the doctor. He had to go with her to the doctor, and I think it's just a checkup. Don't get me wrong on that. I can't go into it too much, but everything's all right. But the question I have is, what do you think that does not belong in Magic? When it comes to all these, IPs, because Magic is going to all these IPs,
right?
What do you think that's out there that will not be in Magic, and why?
I was going to say Iron Chef or something like that. But then I think about all the food tokens that we make and stuff, and it's like, maybe that would fit too. It's hard for me to say something that doesn't belong there. Hey, Survivor. I'm going to say what felt wrong to me would be, like the Spider-Man stuff, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle stuff. When you bring the stuff into our real world, it started all the way back with The Walking Dead. Mm-hmm. Like that felt jarring to be in here. Of course, then I'd have to say Stranger Things. Despite that, I want to point out, of course, that I have a deck that is a Stranger Things deck. That at least has a crossover going through portals and so on. So that kind of would fit. You could make an argument for it. But, I would say My Little Ponies. But like for everything I state, there's going to be somebody that's a fan of it. Mm-hmm. My biggest problem with it is the oversaturation, it feels like.
Yeah. I mean, something I think that would not fit into Magic, that's IP out there, would be mostly probably G.I. Joe, for example. I mean, with G.I. Joe, all they are is soldiers. So what are you going to do? Just make a whole set that's just soldiers?
So it's funny because I can think of a crossover scenario where that works. Just if you saw the horror movie The Mist, mm-hmm. and you know that the governments were doing some kind of a project where they broke open to a different world, and so the military had to come in. And I guess I think that's where I think the Universes Beyond stuff can work, in the fact that if you engineer the stuff, if you design the heck out of the stuff, you know what I mean? You could come up with a scenario, since we've now gone into space and we've gone into all these other places. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I know there've been the My Little Pony stuff. Like that's that's just a little bit too far for me, but whatever. There's a fan out there for it. So,
Oh
and
yeah.
if that brings somebody into the game that's going to stay into the game, I think that's the biggest thing. Whatever IP they do, if they design for it and design in such a way to keep people interested in the game, I hate the idea of an oversaturated false interest being created where these people show up for a set, they buy it, they sell it out. Okay, it's profitable, but then they go away and leave the game. That's disappointing.
Yeah.
If somebody's introduced to it and enjoys it and sticks around, I'm thinking about the longevity of the game. I guess that's it.
Right. Survivor, I hope your health gets better. And yes, King Shaker, My Little Ponies has been out for years now.
Yeah.
What's the secret layer drop?
Yeah.
I do remember that. But I mean, some of these IPs that they're coming up with and that they're collaborating with, I just do not agree. I mean, I'm not trying to talk bad about Universes Beyond. I'm not trying to talk good about them because I like them and I dislike them. I'm sort of on the fence about the Universes Beyond sets because I do enjoy in universe, but I also enjoy the Universes Beyond, just like the Turtle set. I thought the Turtle set was a banger set. Now, when it comes to Spider-Man, I'm sorry. I just can't go there.
I was going to say, you play the heck out of that Mothman deck of yours also.
Yeah, and that was a Universes Beyond.
Universes Beyond, too, sure.
That was
Fallout.
Yep, Fallout.
Yeah, that's it.
That was a Fallout Commander deck, but I enjoyed it. I mean, it's a great set. I do enjoy Fallout, although it's, Universes Beyond.
Yeah.
But it was specifically Universes Beyond Commander.
Right. So, what do you think about the Universes Beyond stuff flooding into the standard market?
What do I think about that? I mean, it's okay. But my biggest issue with standard market is the drops. I just think there's just too many drops. I mean, they're wanting to shrink the sets so they don't flood it with the cards. But I've always said that it's not the sets. I mean, it's not the sets. Sets is not the issue. The issue is having too many sets drop.
Right.
Because if you shrinking the sets is less cards. I agree. But that's making it harder to play that'll make it not as much stuff to craft. Makes deck building a little tougher in standard if you don't have enough cards to craft decks with.
Right.
So the full answer to what they need to do, honestly, just my opinion, what they need to do is just quit dropping so many sets. Now this next year we're getting, I think, 6 sets.
It's 7 now, maybe 6, or I'm not sure exactly what the number is.
Yeah, I think in 27 we're supposed to get 6 sets.
Okay. So just for way of clarification for anybody that's maybe just tuning in or whatever, you play primarily on Arena, correct?
Correct.
I play primarily on paper. So getting back to what you were saying though, it used to be that when a set came out, it was an event. It was something to look forward to.
Mm-hmm.
And it took time to get to know all of the cards in the set.
Yep.
Now with the floodgates wide open and all of these sets, I couldn't imagine trying to play in standard paper events at the LGS or whatever. Yep. And I feel that when you are forced to play with the Universes Beyond stuff, I mean, that for me might be an ideal solution where Universes Beyond are fine for Commander, but not necessarily standard.
Right. I mean, one thing I understand that Commander was way different than Standard, because Standard is you can have 4 copies of a card. Standard, you can only have 1. 20 life in Standard, 40 life in Commander, and Commander can use cards from any set. Standard only has a limited card pool. But with all these drops, that card pool for Standard is blown out of proportion.
Yeah, for sure. And like Cane Shaker said, that is just Magic today. That's the story of it.
Yep.
But it feels bad. Well, maybe it's not for me. Wasn't that what Mark Rosewater said? Just engage with the products that you want and so on. But my issue with it, and again, it sounds like we're just having a complaining fest here or whatever.
Yeah, not meaning to, but
not meaning to. No. It's like it damages or has damaged my
mental state.
Ruined my trust. This has ruined my trust in the company and my good faith or my goodwill towards the company, to where I'm not buying things out of spite. You know what I mean?
Yep. Paychecker says if anyone doesn't like it, they should quit playing and mail me all of their cards.
That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, that new Wolverine is it's an interesting card.
I haven't seen it yet, so let me check it out.
On that new Wolverine that we're getting, if you shock it, it heals. The only way to get rid of that Wolverine is to do enough damage to it where it cannot heal.
Interesting.
And I mean, it's a new type of card, and it is very interesting.
Well, so this is a good example of what I do appreciate when they do the Universes Beyond stuff, is if they work it into the story in such a way that they're respectful of the original material that they started with, and it fits within the Magic universe.
Right.
So, yeah.
All with one source of damage.
Only one source of damage. Okay.
Yep. It's almost like one source of damage is deflected. Almost.
Okay.
I mean, it's a weird card, and I can't wait to brew with it when it comes out, because I'm interested in seeing exactly how it works.
You're going to be doing early access for that, right?
Yes, that'll be on the 17th of next month, or a day after we get the Spider-Man skins on our Omen Path.
Oh, really? I see. I hadn't heard about that.
Yeah, on the 16th, we will be getting the Spider-Man cards released onto Arena.
Okay.
And then from now on, no more Omen Paths. We'll just have the actual Marvel cards on Arena.
Much better.
Yeah, I think it's so much better. And to be honest, I think that'll help card sales, because some people like to test cards out before they go and buy the paper cards. You cannot go and buy Omen Path cards.
Right.
But
and I'm not willing to spend the time or the energy, and I don't have the time or energy to go back and double check every single card like that. So, I've got Spider-Man cards laying around here and stuff that I probably should be putting into my Commander decks, but I've never bothered or taken the time. I know that there's Omen Path stuff that I use on Arena, but I've never taken the time to correlate the two and see which is which.
Right. And see, that was my biggest issue. One of my biggest issues with the Omen Paths as a streamer is that when they spoiled Spider-Man, when it was coming to Magic, they would only spoil the Spider-Man cards. And then, in one day, they just dropped all of the Omen Path cards.
Yeah.
And it was like a day or two before the early access. And I'm like, all right, what is this card in Spider-Man? I do not know, and I did not have enough time to investigate the cards to see what the cards was, which made it harder for me to showcase the cards on early access.
Yeah.
It was a failed experiment.
Yeah. As a content creator, it would be your right and your privilege to share the cards. And the idea would be they're letting you do that so that you can show off the cards. But if you can't show them off, you can't tell them what the equivalent Spider-Man card is. It seems like a lost opportunity. Yeah, I think we determined that that was a contractual thing there. But
we really don't know, but that could be it. We're just you can only speculate.
Was it an afterthought though? I mean, did they just not think of that ahead of time? I'm wondering, like, with this 11th hour planning that that they had to come up with the Omen Path idea. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And have they been working on it since then to correct it? Which it looks like it is corrected. So I'm sure if that's what happened, then that's how it went down. They went back and said, "Hey, let's renegotiate this."
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I've got reason to use them now. Maybe.
Yep. See, through the Omen, Kryptonite saying through the Omen Pass was the biggest reason Spider-Man got so much hate beyond the lackluster late design decisions. Well, I would have to agree with you somewhat on that because, as I was saying, I had brewing issues with through the Omen Path cards and the Spider-Man cards because through the Omen Path is Spider-Man, but what is what? And if I tried to go into Arena to test out a Spider-Man card, I cannot do that because I do not know what through the Omen Path is.
Right.
In Spider-Man, and that's made it difficult. So I do think that through the Omen Path did hurt the Spider-Man sales.
That's what I was going to say. I could not. To Cane Shaker talking about that it gave us plenty of things to discuss, but I think we've discussed it. Not just we, but content creators have discussed it in such a negative light that I know there's supposed to be no publicity, no such thing as bad publicity, but I do think that it could negatively impact things talking about this stuff based on the fact that it leaves a bad taste in your mouth. Mm-hmm. And it just feels like another promise broken by Wizards or Hasbro. Again, we go back to where the real issue is and stuff with the making the money and so on. The push to make money is what I should say. There's nothing wrong with making money. They don't make the game for us. They make the game to make money for them. And it's our privilege and our choice to play it. So I get all those things.
Yeah.
But you can only create so much bad will within the community before eventually those things are going to drop off. And I guess that's what I'm worried about. Again, like I said, in the long run, I'm worried about the health of the game over the long period of time. I don't think Magic's going away. We're not proclaiming the doom of Magic or whatever.
No.
But it's it's a ride that we're choosing to take, I guess.
Yep. I mean, they could have been trying to save money through not digitalizing the Spider-Man cards. They could have been doing that. And because for every copy of the card, they had to give money out towards IP, I believe. So they'd have to give digital IP right yeah.
Yeah.
payments. They have to give the paper payments. And I believe that they was trying to, and they could be trying to save money by not printing the Spider-Man cards digital form.
Right.
And that could have been one of the reasons why Arena did not get the Spider-Man cards.
Yeah.
And that could have been the way they done. And I mean, I could be wrong. This is a speculation.
Yeah.
And that's could be the issue of it. And again, they may not have had the rights to do it. Also, that could have been the issue.
About that with the Snap, the Marvel Snap cards and stuff like that. Maybe they were looking at that. I'm just happy that it is going to be straightened out in the future. I'm looking forward to that. Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah, and I'm glad that we're going to see more in-universe stuff.
Yep.
Going back to your original question, I think the Star Trek stuff feels out of place to me too. But since they already did Edges of Eternity, which I'm sure is what they did that ahead of time, I'm sure there was good planning on that to have already introduced the spaceships and stuff like that in an in-universe set.
Yep.
I'm sure that was to pave the way for the Star Trek set they knew where they're coming later. And I think that represents a what I'd like to see better or see more of, the fact that they design with intent. I guess that's what I look like. Some of these things, some of the universes stuff, the universes beyond, feels like it's jammed in and forced and shoehorned in. I like the idea, or I like that, generally speaking, that when it feels like it was designed to work seamlessly.
I don't really see how Star Trek really fits into Magic, but I mean, we did see a Captain Kirk card, that fetches for a Enterprise, but I just don't know how it would fit into Magic. I'm still trying to figure that out.
If they could already put in Doctor Who, and they could put in these things where, you're going through portals, there's multi-dimensional things and stuff like that. Any of those going to different planes would be, you could argue that it would fit in there and stuff. I guess.
Yeah. And I just don't see how all the stuff Star Trek can do. I mean, yeah, you got different universes, and it is a space set. But I just don't really see it.
Yeah, I get that. But, like they say, maybe that product's not for you, and maybe you won't engage with it. I'm thinking about what Kryptonite says here, that Star Wars feels like it would fit better because there's a little bit more of I'm guessing a fantasy theme there. I thought about this too, but for not in my mind, not saying that I would like this or that or whatever, the Warhammer stuff fit in there fine, but you know what I mean? They're dealing already with fantasy-based creatures, as well as the supernatural element of the warp and the demons and stuff like that. Like I said, for it not being for me personally, it's not something I ever would have come up with. I'm still going to engage with the cards. I'm still going to have to. I'm going to have to. I guess that's where the problem breaks down, is where I feel like I have to play them, because I'm going to have to play them. But having said that, I'm going to enjoy what's there, and that's what we'll do.
Enterprise serialized, numbered, would slap though. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. And I just wonder. I mean, they got all these captains in Star Trek. You got Janeway, Cisco, which is Deep Space Nine.
Yeah.
Picard, Kirk, That's 4 captains. I know they got probably. I know they probably got a little bit more captains than that.
I'm sure that they'll have more there. Not to mention the other characters that have taken over being captains throughout the series.
Yeah. And have you ever seen the show called Quadrum Leap?
Yes. Scott Bakula.
Yeah, Scott Bakula. I believe he was a captain on one of the Star Treks too.
Yeah, and I think it was Enterprise. Was that what that one was called?
I believe it was called Enterprise.
Yeah.
So there's 5 captains that I know of.
Yeah.
And Borg deck would be that'd be awesome too.
Yeah, I could imagine a Borg deck being like the Plague Rats or the what's the other one where you could have as many as you want.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I think if they made commander decks for Star Trek, I think they would go over good.
Yeah.
Because there is a lot of Star Trek fans out there.
For sure.
Archer, I think that was the Enterprise.
Oh, Archer, yeah.
Yeah, is it that Scott Bakula thing shaker? I believe so.
Yeah. And the other thing that is a positive, I'm trying to think of some positive things about the Universe Beyond. It does encourage you to explore the lore of their shows or the universes. Yeah,
I'm still here.
Okay. It does encourage you to explore the lore beyond the cards that are already there. And I think anytime you can find an excuse to learn more stuff is worth it. There you go. 5 commanders, 5 captains, 5 commander decks. Nice.
Yeah, I mean, that could be the case, but I want to see a Borg commander deck.
Yeah, definitely.
I want to see a Borg commander deck because with the Borg commander deck, it'd be about stealing your opponent's creatures.
Or what's the other in-universe thing that we have? Bestow.
Yep.
Or what was it? They didn't use it for a long. It was for a long time ago. It was modular, making things modular. That's it. Yeah.
That would work for a Borg deck.
I see what Kane Cherry's talking about now. There's an ad starting soon. Why is that?
And I got ads and I have no control over.
Oh no! Okay.
Yeah,
I wonder why Stream Elements kept popping up every now and then.
Stream Element keeps it. It's talking about the stream.
Oh, okay.
Let's talk because I've never programmed Stream Element. I don't know how, and it just pops up like that. Stream Elements just pops up.
Gotcha. So when you are forced to build with this stuff, do you hunt things down when it's time to stream for early access and stuff? Have you spent a little bit of time looking for them, or do you kind of wait till the day of it and just kind of jump in there?
I study the cards when they are spoiled to see what in-universe or Universes Beyond cards that already are out. I look for, try to look for synergies to try to theorycraft a deck. And then once all the cards are released, I try to have a deck ready to theorycraft. That way that way when I do the early access, I already have the deck to play.
So do you modify an existing deck or do you try to build something completely unique?
Always try to do something more unique because we're getting new cards and early I want to strictly throw this out there. Early access is strictly about the cards, not your channel, not your stream, strictly about the cards.
Okay.
So I always so when I do these early accesses, I try to include as much new stuff as I can into the decks that I build for early access.
Okay. Do you stick with archetypes that already exist? Like, do you look for, because I know your favorite, do you look for the mill cards in there first to try to build a deck? Do you go there, or do you just like, let's see what they've got and then just go from?
Yeah, I try to see what they got and go from there.
Okay.
And try to save the mill for
me.
regular play.
Nice.
Yeah, I try to save the mill for regular play or maybe rank. Right now, on Arena, Platinum.
Nice. Very nice.
I've ranked up to Platinum this time. I wasn't doing rank, but I decided to start doing rank, and I made it to Platinum.
I can make it to Platinum pretty much every season. If I try pushing beyond that, I think I only wind up frustrated. I've made it to Mythic myself a couple of times, but only a couple of times. I find, though, it's not good for my mental health to push for that stuff.
Right. That's why for a long time I was just doing streams and I was just doing regular play.
Yeah.
But since I started trying to climb the ladder, I picked up about 3 subs, then lost 3 subs.
Okay. And about even.
Yeah. But I don't usually do streams like this, folks, but usually at 11 o'clock, we're somewhere else. We're on Superfast Tour System.
Yeah.
But I'm still in his time slot today. Don't tell him. Mm-hmm. But I'm still in his time slot today because he don't need it today. So I'm taking it from him.
We're coming for you super fast.
Yeah, we are.
Take over, and I'm going to be his co-host.
Yep.
So how long have you guys been streaming together? You've been, I know you and I met a long time ago playing Arena.
Yeah, we did.
You introduced me to Superfast after that, telling me about him. But you guys together have been streaming for, well, how long have you had the morning show?
We've had it for a couple of years now.
Yeah.
I think maybe 2 to 3 years, maybe, or something like that. Could be wrong on that.
Okay.
But we've been streaming together for a couple of years now.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a fun pastime for sure.
I have never made it to Mythic. I play mostly limited with draft and pre-release. Nice.
Very nice.
I mean, it's constructed, standard constructed. It gets kind of hard to get it to Mythic because, you're going against same meta decks over and over and over. And it's a grind.
Yeah. Do you find that you are put in against the same? Will you find be in the same deck over and over or whatever? But do you often find that you are forced to play the same deck that you just switched from?
Sometimes sometimes it feels like that. I always try new decks, but unless I find a banger deck. And I'm end up brewing a banger deck, and it takes off sometimes.
Yeah, you'll stick with that. I find that when I find a good deck that performs well for me, it's you go up. You find to often come against the exact counter to your deck. And I know that people would say, that's randomization. There's it's a small sample size or whatever, but when you play it as often as I have, there's definitely glitches in the system. I don't want to say Arena's rigged. I'm going to say it's biased. I think that's it.
Sometimes it does feel biased or rigged, but I got this one deck plays out of my sideboard.
Yeah.
And what it does, this is what I use to get to Mythic. Not Mythic, Platinum. There's a Northwind Avatar. Then there's a Saga that bounces all creatures back to their hand, back to everybody's hand.
Right.
Kona and Omniscience. Play Kona, tap Kona for with one of those little space lands that we got from Edge of Eternities. And then you play Omniscience out of your hand. And then once you get Omniscience out, you play Northwind Avatar, go to your sideboard, grab another Northwind Avatar, and you play that one for free. Then you go back and get another Northwind Avatar. And this is how the deck wins. Once you get your third Northwind Avatar out, you will grab your Saga that bounces everything back to your hand.
Oh, right. Sure.
And then once you bounce everything back to your hand, you play it Northwind Avatar again. You go into your sideboard, you grab the demon, exiles all decks up to the last 6 cards. and then once you play that, you play another Northwind Avatar. Then you go to your sideboard and get it sounds like cigarettes because it's Marlboro. Almost like Marlboro, but it's don't have R in it. And you go get 2 of those. When you play 2 of those, the first one is when you play it, your opponent discards a card, loses 2 life, then exiles the top 3 cards of their library. And you got 2 of those, so you play both of those, and then once you play both of those, your opponent is milled out.
Proof. Those are the last 6 cards. You do love that mill, don't you?
Oh yeah, that I do.
I enjoy it also and stuff. I try not to complain too much when it's used against me. I think I should be doing more drafting. I would probably do better in the game overall if I spent more time drafting the cards, because I would learn what's out there more. I just don't have the time to spend doing it. That's the problem.
Right.
But drafting would be a good way to get cards for my collection as well as learn the cards better. Yeah. I try to do a little bit of drafting every season just so I get maybe some extra cards when the season is up.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Doesn't matter how far. I haven't gotten out of bronze, I don't think, anytime soon. But it's one of those catch-22s where I don't do it enough, so I'm not good at it.
Yeah.
So I have to put the effort in.
Drafting is my worst format.
Yeah.
So I'll just go in and I draft tokens, and I just go in and I just waste my draft tokens just to get cards.
Drafting for rares. That's what I'm guilty of for sure.
Yep, me too.
Bloomberg Remaster. Kane Shaker says he can't wait to watch you with Bloomberg Remaster.
It is if they actually go back to Bloomberg.
I wouldn't mind that. I don't think. That goes back to what we were talking about earlier and stuff about finding time to engage with the sets. I am finally myself engaging with the Dustmourne cards. I'm that far behind. I mean, I've got all the cards or whatever. I've been keeping up with the sets, but I'm learning to appreciate. That was another one where it felt out of place, even though they're in universe or whatever. The setting felt wrong. Being a huge horror fan, you would think it'd be right up my alley.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it felt like I said. Anytime you put things in the real world, that's when it feels wrong to me. But put that aside, put that on the back shelf. That's just a preference. Doesn't really matter. I'm finally starting to engage with them and enjoy what it is. And I think that's something else too for older players. Like Kane Shaker said, like, this is the game now. So get used to it. And it's not going to, the genie's out of the bottle. You know, they're not going to put anything back. They're not going to, it's impossible to roll any of this stuff back. Right. So, yeah, we just have to make the best with it.
Yeah. And I agree with you there on your comments there, Kryptonite. That does make sense. But you remember when we had Arena, we had all these sets drop in a year. Then when the last set dropped, there was like a big stale period. I think they needed to take care of that parts on Arena and paper also.
Yeah.
And all they think they need was drop one more set during that stale period. Then standard would have been fine. Then there'd be, a bunch of, new deck ideas coming out and everything. But now the way it is they did take care of that part, which I'll give them credit for that. Great. They took care of that part. But when they took care of it, they flooded it with too many sets.
Yeah. Well, it's about the bottom line for them. So that's why I hope, and I do feel bad for the people in the company that are being pushed. I'm assuming, I don't know, but see the people in the company that are being pushed to do things for profits. Yeah. I hate to see that.
Yeah, I heard that that some of them are trying to unionize, and Wizards and Hasbro not happy with it.
Yeah,
but they're being overworked and everything because you got all these artists that have to come up with all this art for every set. And they're not having any time to make a good art set. I'm not talking about the cards or anything. I'm talking about the artwork that's on the cards. Because every card is a piece of artwork.
I miss those days when everything was unique. But this, again, we're not going back to that. When they started to standardize things with I want to say after probably, what was it, 10th edition, maybe even before that. But I did appreciate back in the old days of the game, because we're old, the old days of the game where you'd look at the card and go, what does this have to do with what's going on anyhow? Like, it doesn't make any sense, but
right.
You could appreciate the artwork for what it was.
Yep. I mean, you got the artists have to do all this artwork. Then you got the designers. They got to design all these cards. And that's just, too much work on them.
There's a lot of moving pieces.
Exactly. I mean, with all these sets that we're getting, I don't see how they can have a break. I mean, I know they're working on future sets. I mean, they're probably working on 2028 card sets right now.
Sure.
And I'm just guessing on how they work because I'm not really 100% sure. But that's too much too much sets that they have to work on. Plus, not only this, they're also working on other games.
Sure. Yeah.
And if these other games require artwork or mechanic or designs, they have to work on that. And I do not think that they can. Now, I mean, I'm for them for unionizing because that's too much.
Yeah. 7 sets is pushing it.
I agree. Kryptonites, with you 100%. And yeah, I like the game. I'm not dishing the game or anything like that. All this that I'm saying is just my thoughts about the game, and that's it.
Right. We wouldn't take it that seriously if we didn't love the game. I think that's something else to keep in mind too. We're only that passionate about the stewardship of the game because we do love the game and we enjoy it so much. And we want to continue to enjoy it into the future, as well as get other people into the game.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. These universes beyond sets, I think this was a is a great idea, but to get new players in, but also some people enjoy the in-universe sets more than the Universes Beyond sets.
Yeah,
and I feel for them. I also feel for the Universes Beyond sets, but Magic is always growing. Magic is always growing because they need new players to come in as the old players leave the game.
Yeah.
But that's not necessarily the truth. Because some people, they get addicted to the game and they don't want to leave. That's why you should also spend wisely. Don't be addicted to the game. Always spend wisely.
That's right. Buy singles, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So, yeah, definitely. And I think that's an awkward thing where, again, it's going to sound like we're complaining all the time. I was going to say them dipping their toe into the secondary market through the secret layer stuff.
Yep.
But that's just a whole other can of worms that we don't need to get into.
Right. We find with 4 per year, 1 per season. Nah, I wouldn't be good with 4 sets a year. I'd be good with probably 6 sets a year. But as long as it's not flooding the game, I would be fine. But when it starts flooding the game, that's where my personal issues is showing through, is when the game is being flooded.
Yeah. I like the 4 issues. I like the 4 per year set because it's back to the origins where it was an event when the set came out.
Mm-hmm.
So you said you like 6. Would 2 Universes Beyond and 4 in-universe sets be good for you, or how would you break that up?
6, I'd go 3 and 3.
3 and 3, even. Okay.
Yep. That way it would bring new people in. It would please the new people coming in. Plus, it would also please the in-universe people because they're still getting the same amount of cards that's in universe as the Universes Beyond.
Yeah.
And the way I would drop those is I would go in universe, Universes Beyond, in universe, Universes Beyond, in universe, and Universes Beyond. I mean, I would stagger it, and would give one universe Beyond, then I'll go to Universes Beyond to pull more people in, and then back to my in-universe people. That would be to me, that would please everybody.
So what do you think about blocks then? Would it be 3 sets that are blocks or 3 separate sets?
Well, they don't do blocks anymore. I would love to see blocks come back, but I didn't start playing until Kaladesh came out, which was back in 2016.
Okay.
And that was the only set that I, invested in when I first started. Went to the pre-release there. And then I had to take a break from it because I had nobody. People started moving off, and my friends started moving off, so I didn't have nobody to play with. So I quit playing for a while. Then I found out about Arena, so I got back into it through Arena. And then Taurus got me into Commander, so then that's when I started playing Commander.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've never did blocks, so I'd probably do it. I'd probably do sets.
I appreciated, again, never going back to it. I get that, but I appreciated the blocks because it felt more epic, and it felt more unique with them doing their in-universe stuff, building something new. I've already got Lord of the Rings that I can enjoy in book form, movie form, etc. I don't necessarily need it in Magic form also. Magic felt unique enough to be enjoyed with the Planeswalkers and so on. Planeswalker is something else I hated. However, having said that, half my commander decks are also Planeswalkers, but that's where they feel the best for me. Somebody pointed out to me though to engage with them in the game with the mindset that they're like enchantments.
Yeah,
because I have that unique.
I actually like the Planeswalkers. Magic, Magic has also became a generational game. Yes, it has.
Yeah. It's another positive for sure.
Yep, that it has. I mean, but I do enjoy Magic. I'll play Magic if the Wizards of the Coast and Hasbro do go out of business. I'm still going to play Magic. May not be getting any new cards, but I will still play the game.
Yeah,
and still enjoy it.
Yeah, for sure.
But I'm not saying it's going to happen. But I'm just saying if ever it happened.
Well, they can't have that at this point at Hasbro because Magic's what's propping up their company at this point.
Yep. And I have always said that Magic is the Hasbro is the monkey on Magic's back.
Yeah.
Except Hasbro is the big monkey that's on the little monkey's back. because Wizards is under Hasbro. Because Hasbro is the father company of Wizards because, Hasbro went in and bought Wizards.
Right.
However, Wizards is where the money is.
For sure.
Because that was, Wizards is carrying Hasbro. I mean, Hasbro's not making as many sales for toys as Wizards is. Because people wanting to go play Magic. It's always Magic. Never, hardly ever, Hasbro toy.
Right. Well, I think that's another reason why it's important and why, in the grander scheme of things, we can't have too many cooks in the kitchen. You can't listen to every single person's complaint about every single thing, nor should they. But I do think that it is careful that they steward the game forward better because it is. There's a tendency, though, in corporate America to burn things out, I think, to milk it for as much money as they possibly can. And then that CEO moves up and up and up, and then they move sideways to the next company and do the same thing.
Yep.
Like I said, any of the complaints that we've shared today or any of the criticisms we've had has come from a place of love and come from a place of caring about the game and wanting it to continue. So that's basically it,
Exactly.
Kane Shaker was asking, what set was Planeswalkers first introduced? Do you know? It was before Kaladesh, wasn't it? Yeah, definitely.
I believe it was because Kaladesh did have Planeswalkers.
Yeah.
I'm not sure who was. I don't even know who was the first.
Why am I thinking it was like I want to say Lorwyn? Let me ask. Let me find out.
I have no idea. That's a good question, though, Kane Shaker.
Sad. You can see my lips move when I'm typing. Spelling things, and I'm still spelling it wrong. Anyhow, so Planeswalkers introduced to the game 2007. Yeah, 2007 was when they were, and first ever Planeswalkers appeared in Lorwyn. there were 5: Johnny, Jace, Liliana, Chandra, and Garrick.
Oh.
So Lorwyn was when they were introduced.
Huh.
That was when I was not playing Magic. I always bought cards, but there was a time where I couldn't when I didn't play. As a matter of fact, I think this is when I was living in Northern California.
Yep. That was before I ever started playing. So,
yeah.
But anyway, I guess it's about that time. Yeah, there you go.
Already.
It is.
Lorwyn, yeah.
Yep. So, Tybalt, where can we find you at?
You can find me at darkritual.site. That's the easiest place to find me, or just look for me here on Tybalt's Apprentice on YouTube. You can find that. But if you want to find everything Tybalt's Apprentice, darkritual.site is a place where you can find all of my links together. My blog, you can find my links to my TCG Player Store, everything, as well as Unprofessional Therapy, something else that I do that's outside of Magic. So you can check that out. But yeah, go to darkritual.site.
Okay. And you can find me. Don't know if this link will work. Yep. You can find me over at on my later on today around 2:00. I'll be brewing up a new deck, and
are you going to try to push past platinum? You're going to try to get the diamond?
Yeah, I'm going to try this out that night. If I stream tonight, I will try to do my ladder grind. But in the afternoons at 2:00, I usually try to brew up a new deck to see if it's strong enough and good enough to try to climb that ladder. But that'll be around 2:00 this afternoon, and I had lost thought there for a minute.
Well, let me ask you. Let me interrupt you and make you lose all your thoughts. Are we doing our 6-way commander game tonight?
I do not know if we're doing that or not. I'll have to get with Superfast Tortoise to see. We had one person they had to back out, so I do not know. I'll have to get with Superfast Tortoise to find out.
All right,
but we did have one
ready for that. So
yeah, oh, me too. But that'll be at around 6:00 for the 6-man battle royal.
Cool. Maybe a 5-man battle.
Yeah, it might be 5-man battle, but we're going to shoot for 6. And if, as far as I know of, we'll be doing that over on Superfast Tortoise's channel. His link is there in the chat. But I will see everybody around 2:00 this afternoon for here on the channel to do some arena. And then I'll see everybody at around 6:00 over on Superfast Tortoise's channel. Then if that game don't last too long, I will be doing another stream around 9:30 tonight.
Nice.
But this will just depend on mainly that second stream on it'll be third stream today. On that stream, it'll be determined by how long the commander game that starts at 6:00 lasts.
Nice.
But anyway, folks, we got to get on out of here. And thank you, Tybalt, for joining the show.
Glad to.
We'll see everybody later on today. Y'all have a good one. Later, everybody.
See ya.